Hello and welcome to everyone who is joining us today. We have Dilnar Tangri from Cloudoffis who's going to demonstrate how Cloudoffis works and who would use it and sort of explain all those essential questions that we need to know about Cloudoffis. So thank you so much, Dilnar, for joining us today. Looking forward to the session.
Thanks for having me, Heather. All
So
right.
awesome, you've got a slide deck there. So I
Yep,
look forward to hearing what you've got to tell us about Cloudoffis.
sounds good. Just wanted to sort of briefly touch on who we are and our journey. My name's Dilnar, and I'm the head of customer experience here at Cloudoffis. Been here for almost 2 years now, but an accountant myself by profession and been in the industry for over 20 years. Cloud Office's journey, you may or may not have heard of us. We started back in 2017 with a platform for auditors called SMSF Automation. Today, 1 in 6 SMSF audits touch our platform. From there, the connected accountants who were sending their audits in, decided that they needed a workpaper solution. So SMSF Sorted was born in 2021. The accountants then said to us that, hey, what about the rest of the business? We need workpapers too. So TaxSorted was born in July last year. So that's the challenge that we want to solve now.
Mm.
When we looked at existing challenges with workpaper preparation and talk to our clients, these are the most common things we found: inefficient workflows, time-consuming manual data entry, review time and rework costs as well. So this is the kind of stuff that we want to solve with Tax Sorted. What we want to see is a 30% reduction in preparation time, 75% reduced review time, and 50% reduction in reworks. And how we're doing it is that we're combining the familiarity of Excel with cloud technology, AI, and automation. In terms of integrations, this is what our typical app stack would look like. We currently integrate with Xero, FYI, the ATO, and online Excel. What we are working on is MYOB, QuickBooks, and any other ledger integrations as well that we can bring in. So we want to be software agnostic, and those are coming soon. And yeah, I will go into the demo next.
Thank you so much, Dilna.
No problem. So to start, we've tried to really simplify the whole work paper process, right? We understand that, it's something every accountant has to do, right? So how do we simplify it? So from the get-go, we've kept it simple. Once you've registered, you simply sign in with your Xero login. So a single sign-on, one less login to remember. Once you're in, generally, this is what it looks like. There's a client list, which you'll be bringing in, a section for workflow, which you can go through your work in progress, ready for review, and finalize jobs. And then there's a section for document management, a folder on every job. Over on the right-hand side, these are a few key sort of things to point out. Workpaper templates. So we've provided over 70 templates across all the different types of entities. These templates can be turned on or off, they can be copied, or you can drag and drop your own template in as well. What's our sort of unique point of difference is that we will actually help you customize templates as well if you want to. So we all understand that there's templates you know and love. So if that's the case, we can bring your template in and we'll put automation on that template for you. We've also brought in checklist templates into Tax Sorted. We know how important it's for to have your checklists to keep you compliant. So you can have checklists for depending on the job status at a work paper level and at an account type level as well. while we've published a checklist, you can easily import your own checklist and create your own checklist in as well. Other integrations, so FYI, I mentioned we have an FYI integration and we have an ATO integration as well. Before we start, one thing that Heather, I know you might love is we can actually change and personalize the color of your screen. And I know this color is one you love, so
Yes. Very
we'll
good.
make it we'll make it to match your style today.
Yeah, no, it
So
is
that's a,
always good to have that because 8% of men have color blindness. So being able to do something like that is actually beneficial for 8% of men.
yeah,
Hardly
absolutely.
any women have color blindness, interestingly. It's like 0.5%.
Yeah, yeah, very interesting. So when you're ready, essentially you click Add from Xero. It brings up your client list from XPM, and then you just add your clients in. But what it also brings in at the same time is your relationships. And we present it to you in this really unique group structure format. So we take those relationships you've linked in XPM and we bring it out here for you and put it in this nice group structure. So visually really appealing to see who's who in the group, really important for perhaps, junior accountants who've never worked in that family group previously. We bring in the entity type, relationship, and ownership and give you the ability to actually click into the next level of relationship if you want as well. And while you're here, if you think, oh, we've missed a relationship, you can actually add a relationship in TaxSorted, and a little button pops up here to push it back into XPM. So there's a two-way sync on this relationship chart feature, which is really nice. Next, when you want to create a job, essentially the next thing to do is to connect to your ledger. And we've kept it separate for security purposes because we understand not everyone in the organization might have access to all the ledgers. So really easy to do. You click on the link, select the organization, and away you go. You hit create job, select either year-end finalization, or we allow you to do any custom period as well. So it could be a quarterly, 6 monthly, monthly, anything the client needs. And you hit create and process, and that's when we connect to the ledger and we bring the data in. And what we do is we present it to you like this. So this is what we call our job dashboard. And this first review summary screen is where we want to capture all the important things related to that job that you might need. Obviously, the first time you log in, you won't have any information here. But what we've brought in here is a section for notes. So you can create as many different types of notes as you want that the organization that your team is used to using and use that for different types of job notes. Each note that you create becomes a collaboration tool. So someone can respond to that, you can notify someone, you can address the note to someone. You can carry forward a note as well. So think of those, year-end adjustments that you want to remember for the following year. You can put a note in there, or a client calls and says, hey, can you do this in 6 months' time? I could leave a note in here because in 6 months' time I might be away on holidays, but someone else can pick up the job and can see, hey, right, this is what the client asked me to do. So there's continuity in that.
Will it notify people
Yes, it
if
does.
okay.
Yep. So as you create the note, you can notify someone and you can do an extra notification here as well if you need to. Down this section here, we bring in a financial snapshot. So we bring in key account balances for up to 5 years if the information is available in Xero. Just like a high level review of what's happened year on year. And then if you want to, you can drill down into each of the sections as well. Moving over to financial reports. So we bring in the P&L balance sheet, trial balance, and the general ledger. We bring in current year, prior year, and give you the ability to toggle between a dollar and a percentage variance. So even at first glance, you can quickly see, what was the movement? Does it look unusual? And go and investigate from there. Important to note, click on any of the accounts. The GL pops up so you can see the detail of the account as well. Then we've got a section for journals, work papers, which I'll jump into in a second, and we'll just look at documents here. So in terms of documents, this is where sort of you can drag and drop documents in, or if you have that FYI integration, you can use that as well. If you click on it, you can select your client, find the document you want to load up. So say I want to put in this CBA bank statement, and I can load it up and bring it in. As we load it up, this is where AI starts to work. So AI has automatically recognized the type of document, and then it's put a tick in it because it means it's read the document, it knows the contents of the document. And I'll show you how that works in workpaper preparation. In this document section, we've given you the ability to rename a document and also roll forward a document as well. So think of those permanent documents like a lease agreement, for example, that you might want to have year on year. You
Hmm.
can actually roll it forward. The next year, it remembers the line item it needs to belong to, and it's there waiting for you. So for the purposes of this demo, we've got the bank statement, but I've also loaded up some ATO BAS statements as well, and some Xero activity statements to show you the power of AI. Hopping back into our financial reports, say I wanted to create my work paper. So I'll click on Add a Work Paper. So what we've done is we've given you the ability to add a work paper or link an existing work paper as well. And I'll show that to you
Hmm.
in a few minutes because that's really important and a really unique feature to what we've done. So let's do a bank rec first. What you'll notice is that the bank statement has automatically come and put itself on that line item for us. So AI has recognized that, hey, this bank statement belongs to this bank account and it's attached itself to this line item. When you click on the actual work paper, this is what our work paper screen looks like. And again, we've tried to bring in all those bits that you need to look at your work paper. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the entries on the account. If there were journals, they would appear there, giving you the ability to preview the document while you're actually looking at the work paper. So important when you're reviewing, for example, or even preparing the work paper that you don't have to bounce in and out of screens to go and find your supporting documents. And then from here, you can see that that number from the bank statement has been put on that work paper for us. Okay, and then we've taken the balance from zero and we've put that on there as well. Now, you might recall I talked about our checklist. So if you've got a checklist that's attached to that work paper, that appears here as well. So you can go through and select any items on the checklist. If you needed to edit this work paper for any reason, it's really easy to do. You just hit Edit in Office for the web. We have online Microsoft integration. So you can make any change you want to your work paper. It's automatically saved, so you don't have to, stress about have I saved it, not saved it. And what we also do is put here for you the source of the information. So you can see it says source supporting document and source zero
Oh,
data.
okay.
So that's really handy and it gives you that confidence of where the data's actually come from. So automatically saved. Once you finish, you just close out of it. If I do a quick refresh on my screen here, you'll see that that change has come through on this screen. Now, if I go out of the workpaper and I just click that I've prepared it, what happens is that the workpaper automatically changes to ready for review. Plus, it gives a time and date stamp in here to say that I've prepared it and this time. So you've got that audit trail as well. Now, if for any reason when I came in to do the review, I looked at that work paper and there was something wrong with it, or I wanted to make a note to my manager, I can add a note on every line item, select the type of note I want, select if I want to notify someone, for
Mm-hmm.
example, tell them what it is. If I just say, I'll just do test and test here. And that sends them an email notification. They can come in, they have a look at it, and they can respond as well. So that's how that note function works. Really important collaboration tool to keep it all together. Quickly look at the GST workpaper. And just to show you guys what we've done with AI here. So as I go to save my GST workpaper, you'll see all those bases and documents relevant got attached to that line item. And when I click on this, with one click, this workpaper has the ability to complete somewhere between 50 to 60 data fields. So where someone sits and copies information from the ATO onto this workpaper, that's all done for us with one click. So
Fantastic.
really, really powerful. And we have the ability to do the same work paper where you have monthly ISs and the quarterly bases as well. Quickly touching on the dividend, the linked work paper that I was talking about, and the power of that. So say, for example, I have this dividend distribution work paper where from this entity, I'm paying out a dividend to Dan and Diana Smith. I can do the work paper here, but what's powerful is that I can then go to Dan and Diana Smith's tax return, for example, and link the same work paper here. So I'm doing the work paper once, but getting the benefit of that work paper 3 times. So the other example of this is if you had a trust distribution, for example, paying it across to 5 different entities, do the work paper once, get the efficiency 5 times. You can only edit the original work paper and the others get updated automatically. So you don't have to worry about have I have I updated it, not updated it, etc. So really powerful and helpful for you. We'll jump into the journals section now because I really love this one. So we've given you the ability to do journals in TaxSorted.
Yes.
But what's really cool is that when you put that journal in, we have given you a working trial balance to see the impact that journal will have on your numbers. So before you do an embarrassing debit and credit the wrong way, you have an ability to check whether you wanted to increase your liability or decrease it. Did you put it the right way? So you can also use it as a tool to do some planning. For example, you could have multiple different scenarios you want to work out, if I pay out a dividend, what is it going to look like, for example? So you can see as you do the journal, that impact comes through immediately so you can see the effect that journal will have. So you can draft up multiple different scenarios, or you might be on the phone with the client rings and says, hey, can you adjust my wage to X amount and see what impact that'll have. You could quickly do those adjustments, do a draft, see what it'll look like on the number front, which is really powerful. When you're ready, you can then post into Xero and we'll require you to you'll be prompted to do a refresh of the Xero data. But what we bring in as part of the refresh is this little change icon here. So if you click on this delta icon, we actually highlight for you what was the prior balance and what's the current balance. So you can easily see that what you asked to be updated was updated correctly. But what we also bring in and we flag for you that, hey, as part of that refresh, my data in my work paper has changed as well. So this was my current value. This is my new value. Do you want to accept the change? So really important that you don't have to stress about have I updated all my work papers or not? I need to check, not check. So really powerful tool right here to help with that, that review process and that checking process so you can be assured that the changes have been made correctly and come through to the team. So last but not the least, when you finalized, you can actually download a work paper in Excel or in PDF, and you can save that back to FYI if you wanted to, or to your local drive. And essentially, it looks like this. So it comes together with all the bookmarks on the side and links to the supporting work paper and the supporting source document as well. So it brings it all together, keeps everything for your job in one. So you could save that back down as like a permanent record if you wanted to.
Excellent.
And and that's tax sorted in a nutshell, Heather.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's very clean and it seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we want it to be, right? We want it to be plug and play. You can pick it up, start using it, and away you go.
How long does it take to integrate, say, with Xero or FYI Docs?
Not long at all. So with the Xero, it's literally as you register, you sign in with Xero and you're done. So you're in.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
And FYI Docs is the same thing?
Yeah, quite simple to do. You just have to generate your keys and FYI, put them in there and the same and same with the ATO integration as well. It's just a matter of generating that SSID, going onto the ATO website, Access Manager, putting it all in, and then linking the two. It doesn't take that long at all.
So, a typical tech stack, I imagine, for a user looks like currently with the Xero integration, but MYOB and other integrations are coming along, but Xero, uh, tax sorted with Cloudoffis,
Yep,
Microsoft Excel,
yep,
potentially FYI Docs. Is there
yes.
any other things that typically you see in that integration? I know that you've got bank statements there, so could they be populated from Dexter, a solution like that, or are you just taking it yourselves?
Could be in future, definitely. We've also been looking at someone like Content Snare,
Mm,
where they go and, you do your checklist, get your information in from the client, whether we can take those documents directly from Content Snare into Tax Sorted. So that's another integration that we're currently working on.
excellent. Um, what about the user who doesn't have Microsoft Excel? What can they do?
So this is online Excel, so you don't need to have your own version of Excel. You just
Okay.
use that one. Yeah.
Okay. Always good to know these things, isn't it?
Yeah,
Excellent.
absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
is there anything else you think that we should share with the listeners or viewers of this session?
We have a webinar coming up in a few days, and definitely, we're at the start of our journey, Heather, in terms of work papers and what we want to do. So, definitely come on the journey with us and watch this space because we will only continue to enhance the product more as we continue on our journey.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dilnar. Now, do you want to just drop in the slide again so people know how to contact uh, the Cloudoffis team to find out more about this?
Sure.
Excellent. So let's see what that was. That was um, cloudoffice.com.au, and then there's a sales email there so people can contact that. Sensational. Oh, thank you so much, Dilna, for joining me today. And it was really interesting hearing all about Tax Sorted, which was within the Cloud Office family.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks for having us.